Classroom Guidance, Management, and Behavior, ESD 550, Topic 3. Hello, this is Catherine Riccardi, here to speak with you today about setting up your classroom, how a teacher's mindset can affect the safety of the classroom. So how do we get a safe classroom? We start off with our own mindset. Do we believe in ourselves? Do we believe in our kids? If we start off with a professional manner, the students will respond the same way and give us that same respect back. When we're setting up the whole classroom on a school level and a district level, often there are drills such as fire drills, tornado drills, intruder drills that are super important to be clear and direct in explaining what the expectations are for the students and how to maintain their safety by them cooperating with what the whole class is going to do, the whole school is going to do, the entire district will do in the case of a tornado drill. Everybody's safety is ensured. Most children want a safe place to learn. So how do we ensure that? In areas where you have no control over the culture with drugs, alcoholism, vaping, all different sorts of mental illnesses, it is super important to know that you are the leader. As a teacher, your calmness and your disposition affects every child. Certain standards we set with the children as to classroom expectations and rules. Certain routines can happen automatically with different nonverbal cues. If a child goes like this, they might have to go to the bathroom. As a classroom, you can set up, if you have special rules, one can mean line up, a hand up can mean line up. If you're outside and you're a fourth grade teacher, you might raise 4 fingers and all the fourth graders from the playground would come to line up wherever you're standing. These are some great practices that have to be reviewed and tried every single year with each class at the beginning so that the students understand what that safety measure is. The safety measures that they find and the security that you provide through your calmness and directness will help them trust and respect who you are as a teacher and your position. Hopefully that builds a great relationship. The effect of the teacher's mindset on the environment of the classroom is key. Every student, when they come, is looking to know that you believe in them. And as teachers, we believe in our students 100%. We stand behind them with where they're at today and what we believe they can do in the future. What are their goals? What makes them who they are? Encouraging and leaning into their strengths and encouraging them and their independence and their autonomy, as well as being responsible with their technology, is super easy when you set up those classroom rules. If the rule is, I will not distract myself or others, anything that would go against that is something that would not be done. So, for example, that might need a little bit of support. Let's say talking about what we do with our Chromebooks, with our iPads. We want the screens to face the teacher or to face the teacher's desk at all times. If a student is crouched behind their desk and looking at what they've got, the teacher automatically knows and can send up a reminder to them. With the technology that we have within our school district, you can pull up all of the student screens on the smartboard at the same time, and you can lock them individually so the children, the students, know what they're supposed to go on and what they do not. If they sign an agreement at the beginning of the year, they know what they're responsible for. Their charger, their iPad, the casing around it. They need to take good physical care of it and be careful with it, as well as watch the content that comes in and through it. To keep things on the student appropriate websites is super important. To have a handle on what books we're putting into our Sora and our different Gogo Pebble, different options for the children to choose during reading time is key. There is a growth mindset toolkit that everyone is welcome to. It's free online. Please check that out. One big skill for our kids today is self-advocacy. Having them understand who they are, especially our kids who are in the inclusive classrooms, to have that sense of acceptance and well-being, and that will be protected. They can explore something and get it wrong, and it's still okay. We all fail, we all make mistakes. There's an eraser on every single pencil in America, pretty much. So if that's there, it's there for a reason. We expect the mistakes, and that's okay. For them to know that and believe in themselves and know that we believe in them to keep moving forward is a wonderful thing. We want our kids to be independent. We want to foster that independence every day, set up the supports and the scaffolding, and then slowly pull it away. For example, I'm going to use for both of these, self-advocacy and having independence. If you set up centers in your room for children to work, if the instructions are on the front of the board, on a smart board, there can be A, B, C, D for your centers, and the children would know while this music is playing for these, let's say, 40 minutes, this is the expectation, 1, 2, 3. If they're having a tough time, they can read through the directions or ask to go to a safe corner. In this corner, they can go through the zones of regulation and figure out what they need to regulate within themselves. And it doesn't have to be just special needs or kids with exceptionalities. It can be the whole classroom. If they need a brain break, if they need somewhere to go just to be, if they want to take a walk down the hallway and get a drink, that's acceptable. To have that communication and to have that conversation ahead of time is super helpful, especially with kids with exceptionalities. Now, between 4th and 6th grade, they know that they're different. So to help them put a label on it and advocate for themselves for what they need. For example, if they go to art and the teacher goes through all the instructions and expects everybody to sit down and do it, a child who has ADHD or one that has a processing issue might raise their hand and say, I missed part of the directions. Might it be possible to go back and explain this to me in a little more detail? Because of my exceptionality, I'm wondering if that's possible. That is a good self-advocacy skill for the rest of their schooling. Some other simple strategies are for them to have a schedule or a graphic organizer, for them to understand and hold wholeheartedly that these are their responsibilities. This is what we know you can do from their IEP, and then keep moving forward. What are we going to grow in? The independence in walking between those, the transition time between those centers is super important. So after that bell goes off or dings or the timer goes off on the screen, the children know that they can then transition to the next place. Are they quick? Are they clean? Are they quiet? Are things moving in the right direction? Is everybody expected to do the same thing? Absolutely. We're going to do this together. We're going to learn it together. We're going to model it first to them. How to self-talk in a positive way for them to walk through and say, I can do this. There is an equitable classroom practice observation checklist that is online for free. And this is a fabulous way to walk through to reflect on your own practice in your own classroom. My two favorites are ensuring that bulletin boards, displays, instructional materials, and other visuals in the classroom reflect the racial, ethnic, and cultural backgrounds represented by the students. Not just the display, not just hello, but who they are throughout the entire year. Another one would be to use the class building and team building activities to promote peer support for academic achievement. Working in small groups can be very helpful. They can be arranged by achievement or by level of learning. That is super helpful for kids to grow, both together and interrelationally. We want our social interactions with our kids and our learning activities and procedures to be in place. If they know they're safe and they can venture out, they will. And these wonderful fruits grow. The learning activities, the social interactions, they can be who they are and explore the materials, the content, dive deeper, and come out with greater strategies as well. One interesting idea is planned ignoring. There are 5 different elements to planned ignoring that are super important. Knowing who your student is and that the behavior is not habitual will help. If it is habitual, it's a little harder, but it's still doable. The one case that it does not work, you'll see in number 2, is when that behavior is harmful to other children, either bullying or anything else like that. You don't want to do this particular strategy with that. Another one is positive attending. This is my absolute favorite research-based strategy. when you're managing children's behavior and constantly praising not what they're doing, only their grade work. Yes, 7 plus 8 does equal 15. Yes, 7 times 8 is 56. But if you say, I like how you showed your work, I like how you regrouped. If you tell them what you like about what they're doing, any child who's praised for their behavior will most likely repeat that behavior. If that behavior is reinforced, it will most likely occur again. Whether it's positive or negative is super difficult sometimes. So in our classrooms, we want to make sure that the children know that they are accepted for who they are, no matter what their abilities are, and that we believe in them to grow. That growth mindset, going from I can't do math because it's hard to I can't do math yet, I can't do fractions yet, I can't figure this out yet, but I will try. In that trying, in that exploring, they can find out what other strengths that they do have and grow in their knowledge. I hope that you enjoy your day and that your classroom can reflect new ideas for a growth mindset and safe procedures for your students. Down below, if you would like to, I would love it if you could write in your favorite strategy, your favorite tool for having a positive mindset at the beginning of the school year especially, and walking through and maintaining that. Have a great day.